Give me 10 minutes and I'm going to show you how my multi-7-figure agency has been able to reduce staff and still increase the amount of clients we take on. Literally, I think adding over 40% to our margins of our newer clients that we bring on over the last year by leveraging AI. I just did a training inside of our free group showing you how in under 10 minutes, I can actually build super powered converting strategic Facebook ads using nothing but two very simple, very cheap AI tools, talking the ad copy, the graphic design, and all the strategy that goes behind it to actually make them work. So if that's something that you'd like to figure out how to do, give me 10 more minutes after this and you'll be able to make it happen. Let's dive in. Today, what we're going to be talking about is building very powerful, strong Facebook ads, ad copy, long form, control ad, and graphics using nothing but AI and maybe just a little tiny bit of Canva because, you know, words, it still struggles with words. What can we do? It's getting better though, but it isn't quite there. Today, what are we doing? We're talking specifically again about how to build ads. That's what we're doing. So we're going to be talking about how to use ChatGPT and how to use a plugin on ChatGPT, DALL-E, to build ads, control ads, and even some longer form stuff as well. So before I get into that, what I want to do is let's look at this. I'm going to use this ad strategy document right here. And even in this folder right here, you can see like this one we built using AI, this one we built using AI, this one you built using AI. And it's getting better and better and better, especially for the images lately to be able to do this kind of stuff. But on this strategy document right here, I'm just going to talk a little bit about a couple of things. One, what is a primary version of our method of doing ads? Rapid fire testing. Right. And so one of the main things on that is we have round one, which we're testing and isolating audiences, round two, in which we're testing and isolating hooks, offers, and then round three, where we're testing and isolating creatives. This is going to be the graphics. This is going to be copy, longer form story copy, right? That kind of stuff, pain point copy, story copy, that kind of stuff that drives it in. So to do this in rapid fire testing round one, if you don't know what rapid fire testing is, guys, I'm not going to go in depth on that today, but if you don't know what it is and you want to know, drop a hashtag RFT. I've got stuff up on my YouTube channel on all of these different things. So if you want to just go and look up Cody Getchell on YouTube, you'll be able to find a whole bunch of stuff on there on it. But if you don't and you're lazy and you just want to skip that, you can just drop a hashtag RFT and my team will get that video over to you. One of the core things is isolating variables. How do you isolate a variable that's an audience? Well, you need one control ad to do that, right? So that it's the same exact control ad in, say, 3 or 4 different starting audiences to do that. And so what we do for that is we can go over to ChatGPT and we can write a control ad. And I'll give you guys this prompt, very, very simple prompt, okay, for how we would write a control ad using ChatGPT. If you look at it right here, all we want to do is put this into ChatGPT. Now, I always use ChatGPT 4, guys. It's worth, in my opinion, I think $20 a month I spend on it. I don't know if that's what it is, but it's around that rate. And it is a significant improvement, in my opinion, on the 3 and the free and all that kind of stuff that has it going on. So if I were to make a recommendation to you about anything you'd spend a little bit of money on today, it would be that. So I like to add a little more flair to this as well. So say you are a professional copywriter working for a marketing agency. Write me, and I like to add the words please now in case the robot overlords ever take over. I want to make sure they remember that I'm polite. Okay, guys, I want to make sure that we're polite to them. Okay, and I say, please write me a Facebook ad for, okay, and then we get into this. So we have med spas. Scary offer of this 25. So this becomes we get med spas 25 guaranteed 5 stars, a minimum of 25 guaranteed 5-star reviews. And I think this was a DBR, so we'll say something like in under 14 days. Then we want to give it a style, right? And so a few things. The control ad is always very, look at this, how short and easy this is, right? So we have 2 control ad styles that I use for these prompting, and it's just for control ad basics is just straight scary offer. It's very, very specific to just directly to that offer. So what I have here, though, is one where it says apply to work for us and one where it says free training. So this one is a scary offer that's about applying to work for us. So we say, okay, here's the style. Now, this is super important, guys. Now, if you don't have styles, you don't know what to do, you can go to the ads library, right, and look up styles. Go look up your favorite marketers, okay? Go look up, Tony Robbins, see how he's writing his ads. Right? Do you want to write? I mean, you don't even have to actually, you could just say write in the style of Tony Robbins, but go look up ads inside the ad library like this to find styles. If you don't, tell AI right, what style you want it to write in, then what ends up happening is it becomes that ChatGPT style, meaning overuse of emojis. And what I like to say, using $10 words where $2 words will work just fine, right? It's trying to, it's almost like a human who's trying to prove to you that it sounds smart. But yeah, so you want to make sure it's not sounding like that, right? You want to make sure that it sounds like whatever you want it to sound like. Does that mean Tony Robbins? Maybe not for you, but you can give it a style and then play from there. So in this case, I'm giving it my own style. That's the point. And I don't want to say 100% money back. I want to say we guarantee 30 of them every single month. We're just going to put a general guarantee in there without the money back part. So now we've got the style, we've got the niche, we've got the offer. Let's see what it starts with as a starting point for the ad. Are you exhausted by the endless chase for positive reviews? We are too. That's why we guarantee not just any reviews, but 5-star reviews and a minimum of 25 of them in under 14 days. Imagine what this could do for your business reputation, trust in the eyes of potential clients. Click below to secure this game-changing service, limited 1 spot per market. Perfect. As a control ad, right? If what we're saying is we want to have a control ad, so we've got this. So for round 1, we need a control ad. We can now put this here, and we need starting audiences. So I'll give you guys a little quick breakdown of how we do starting audiences as well, just as a point of fact. So starting audiences, you want to have, let's say 4. So what we're usually doing for this is who they are, and this is interests. So what could we do here? So we do med spa interests, right? Then we say 2, what they do. So this could be education, associations. So if we have like a med spa association, or we could say you are a med spa could be an esthetician. I can never spell that word right, but we're just going to rock with it. As a job title, right? You could do and for the one word, I don't know, that actually looks like it worked. Job esthetician for education, right? You could also do hairstylist, all this kind of stuff going on. Sydney says nurse injector, so we go with that, right, as a job title. Then what we do is we say, okay, let's do third one is what we call 3D targeting. 3D targeting is basically this A plus must match B. Okay, so in this case, you say, okay, well, if they're an esthetician job title, and then they must match. And if you don't know how to do a must match, it's when you're setting up your targeting inside your Facebook ads, you select narrow, and it must match this. So in the normal targeting you're doing, it's basically and, right? All this kind of stuff. Or, and, all these things combined. But if you do must match, it's this, and it also must have this interest. And so in this case, you do small business owner, or you could do Facebook payment user. 90 days is one. It's a behavioral targeting thing. And then 4, we do database. Okay, so in this case, it would be previous customer list, a lookalike of 1%. Now, what else do we need here? Oh, yeah, that's right. We need an image. So we come over here to our images and we say, okay, well, we have our control ad. What's our control image going to be? And so if we think about it, right, we're looking at this med spas with 5-star reviews. So what we really want to do and what AI really allows us to do is portray pain points, right? Or happy points. It's like, if I look at this, it's like one of the ads that we made for one of us with AI is this. It's an agency owner who's so overwhelmed by everything, he doesn't notice the world is on fire. You'll notice a theme too. These are obviously memes. This is the, shut up and take my money meme. And this is fine, the world's burning around me meme. And then this is just a stressed out agency owner. So what are we trying to do? We're trying to allow it to give us pain points. So realistic, create me a realistic, let's say photorealistic, so it tries as hard as it can, photorealistic image of an extremely, and I would like to use hyperbolic language when I'm making it design these things, because we really want it to express the emotion that we're trying to express, right? So an extremely stressed out med spa owner, and we can try med spa owner first, then we can try nurse injector, esthetician, just see what those look like to the AI. So extremely stressed out med spa owner staring at an empty room with a screen in front of her showing 1-star reviews for her business. Let's just see what that does. This might be a little overcomplicated, so we might have to leave it. We'll see what it does. Sometimes the words and the stars and all that kind of shit can be a little bit much, so we'll see if it can make that as a clean image. It's getting better and better at it, so we'll try that out, and we'll let it get to that point. Little drum roll on this one. There it goes. All right. It's showing too many stars. So now, okay. So now she needs to be more stressed out at the negative reviews. Let's call it, negative reviews. Let's see what it says. So this one here, I think without this screen would have been fine, but we'll see what it does. She looks a little stressed out. Let's see what it does. I had a feeling that the stars wouldn't work. So we might have to tell it to remove the screen. Okay, there we go. The stars still don't make sense because the numbers don't make any sense, but this one actually looks pretty good. Okay, so use the left image I just liked, remove the screen, and instead show her simply sitting in sadness. Yeah, so they can't get the, doesn't seem to be able to get the screen right. So we'll get rid of the screen, but something like that with her sitting down with an empty room would be really good. Then we would also want to do a positive one where it looks like she's getting a bunch of 5-star reviews. It might be able to do the 5-star reviews if we do that one correctly. But you can see the idea here is one thing that it's really good at is I thought it spelled the med spa correctly, is portraying the emotion, right? And having a semi-photorealistic image. You can make it even more than that. Let's try regenerating, right? And getting that and then moving it over to Canva to add words, right? Moving it over to Canva to give it words. And in this way, you can make these pretty quickly. So we could even take, I would say something like this you could use, or this you could use. These ones were much better. These people look way more stressed out. And you can see while it's creating those, right, over here, you go through these things like create a photorealistic version of the meme, right? This is what I wanted, to shut up and take my money. Okay, cool. Make them blue collar workers for people who are going to home service businesses. Make them white collar workers for what we want to do for agencies and that kind of stuff. You can really play around with, you are a professional graphic design artist, make me an image of a Canadian who's extremely stressed out about his mortgage payments increasing this year, right? Cartoony as hell because I did not say photorealistic this time, but we use this one in an ad for one of our clients as well, right? And so it allows you to grab the base of one and then add the words to it afterwards. So in this case, let's go back to this. So I have a hard time on it. So let's do this and say without the 5-star reviews, let's just say empty screens, staring at an empty room, extremely stressed out, med spa owner staring at an empty room. Let's just go with this. Let's stop the current one and then do this one. So I think the 5-star reviews is what was causing all that. Okay. Yeah. So stuff like this, I'd say, okay, she needs, now we want to get more emotion. Be more emotional. Okay, perfect. Oh, this one even says med spa in it. They can never get words right. This one is perfect. So, okay. Now you take this, you come over here and we say, so we upload the image into Canva. There we go. Upload this into Canva, delete the background, put her in, right? And just say the same thing. Like, and this is where I say there's a stress-free way. There's a stress-free way to grow your med spa. Or you could say, instead of this, you could say, it doesn't have to be this way. Get 25 guaranteed 5-star reviews for your med spa, right? So then you could just bleed into the stress. What are we trying to do? Now, if I want to do it the other way around, we could say, a photorealistic image of an extremely happy med spa owner staring at an empty room, staring at a full room of customers. Right? And do the opposite. So we're expressing first disdain at something that might not happen because she has so many negative reviews, right? So you could also play into this instead of saying, there's a stress-free way to do it. There's a better way to do it. It doesn't have to be this way. You could say, are your negative reviews stressing you out or keeping you from having a positive med spa business, right? If I'm a med spa owner and I'm worried about this, and then I see the ad on there, I'd click on that, right? So then you could do this too, where it's just happy people. This one looks a little weird and demonic, so maybe we don't go with that one, but you get the idea, right? So we express emotions and always play with that. So in this case, now we could say download it. So say we got this now, right? So we have our starting image. 2. Could upload that from here. So now we have our control copy, we have our starting image, we have our starting audiences. What we would need then, right, afterwards is for round 3, we'd want to have some longer form copy, right? Some story-based copy, right? So now you could take this same hook that we had over here, right? And we say, okay, now please make me a longer form ad. And what do I want it to do? And I want it to showing or expressing with 2 new elements. Let's say elements. 1, pushing into the owner's fear of losing their med spa because they have too many negative reviews. 2, leveraging, no, let's just do this. let's just look at this. Please make me a longer form ad, but pushing into the owner's fear of losing because of negative reviews. Make two variations. One that is a story and one that isn't. That is not. Let's go with that. Let's see what that does. So non-story version is the fear of losing your business to negative reviews keeping you up at night. So this one here, right, where we put the reason I'm saying, the fear of losing their med spa is because this ad image that we got from this right here, right, is going to go really well, I think, with these longer form posts. It's keeping you up at night in the highly competitive review-driven world. A single negative review can tarnish your reputation, reduce client trust, and ultimately diminish your bottom line. It's a harsh reality. But in today's digital age, your online reputation is your most valuable asset. I like that. Do not project your sin. Introducing our exclusive service designed to safeguard. We guarantee a minimum of 25. So don't let negative reviews dictate the fate of your business. It's time to take control, elevate your reputation, and secure the longevity of your med spa. Click below. I actually really like this. So this would be long form 1, version 1 here. Base for that formatting, right? And then we get version 2 below that, right? Again, okay, here we go. Story version. Meet Alex, a dedicated med spa owner whose dream was on the brink. I mean, we'd have to, I guess Alex is a girl's name too. So it could work with the picture. Despite exceptional services, reviews cast a shadow over it. We'd have to change it to her hard work, causing a noticeable dip in appointments and a palpable tension. And this is what I'm talking about. Palpable tension among staff, fearing the worst, the closure of their beloved spa. Within 14 days, we turned nightmares into a success story, guaranteeing his med spa minimum of 25 5-star reviews. The transformation was insane. Client trust soared, appointments filled the calendar, and his staff was, but this is actually good. Only one little swat on that. Now, as a point of training, we can easily make these different, right? So I could go to and take a style of thing that I've written before and be like, okay, here is a story. I wanted to take this. This is an ad that I've written before that's worked fairly well. I could be like, okay, rewrite the non-story version in this writing style, or to fit this writing style, right? We give it an example. And this is just a train. So it's like, okay, right, I have my own version of it. I want you to speak more like me, have more my writing style. So I'm training the AI again to fit what I want it to do, right? This is super important. Again, if you guys don't have your own ads and all that kind of stuff, ad library, best place to do it. Go look up people like Tony Robbins, Gary Vee, whoever it is that you think writes good ads. You can just copy their ad, plug it in, be like, okay, write it like that, right? So then it becomes, what if there's a magic wand to banish all the negative reviews haunting your med spa into thin air? Imagine never having to cringe at the sight of another unfair 1-star review ever again, never sweating over the impact a single negative comment could have on your hard-earned reputation, never lying awake at night. And it was a sense. I mean, this is a way better story version to me. But again, this is probably because I made it right in my style, right? It followed almost exactly the same path. It isn't just a dream. It's a solid, proven strategy waiting to revolutionize your med spa, requiring less than your daily coffee break to manage. If you're ready to press the easy button on safeguarding and elevating your reputation, the signal you've been waiting for, all that's left is to do this, right? So I personally think that, because we trained it, is a way better story than this overly contrived thing, even when this isn't that bad. We use this kind of shit inside of our agency for clients all the time. It has streamlined the shit out of copywriting, out of graphic design. Like, this kind of stuff is really, really easy and powerful for you guys to be able to service your client. A lot of you guys, don't like to do copywriting and you find it to be a super big pain in the ass, right? This took me 20 minutes really without having to make much edits. So the biggest thing for you to do would be first to go find, I would say, examples of shit you like, right? Go find places where you can get the training, where you can get a few of these examples to make these ads this way, and just then be able to train the ChatGPT, all of these things, also the DALL-E, like on what you want, on how to portray, what the prompts are going to be, all that kind of stuff. Ooh, I really don't like that one, but these ones worked really well. Yeah, I don't know what it is about the way these ladies are smiling at me, but they're going to kill me, right? That's what they're going to do. This is what it looks like. Yes? Okay, good. We'll just stop looking at that. But the copywriting part of it, good. So now, because you guys have the ad strategy, right? The rapid fire testing methodology here, and you know exactly what you need, and you can use, yeah, I agree, eating souls. I agree. We have the control ad that takes maybe 10 minutes max to set up, right? We have the audiences that are pretty easy when you're following this structure. We have long form copy. We have a couple of variations of long form copy, actually, because I really like that last one here. And I'm actually going to put this in Sydney, I think it was, because this is what it was. I'm just going to copy and paste, all of this stuff in there for you, Sydney, into the chat, because technically, I mean, here, let me just give you, I'm going to share this document. I think it's an internal document that I was just brainstorming on once, but now I've gone and done all this stuff at the bottom of it. So I'm just going to share this document, Sydney, for you. Just make a copy of it. I don't think you can edit anything on the document. I don't think there's actually anything on here that matters anyway. So it's all right here at the bottom. And yeah, that I think just about covers it, guys. So just to recap what the most important things are, right? We just created a control ad. We created 2 or 3 variations of long form copy. We created a whole bunch of graphics, and all we used for that was ChatGPT-4, DALL-E as a plugin, and Canva to add some words on it. Now, mark my words, within 6 months or so, they will probably be able to start adding words through AI that actually work. I know this because it seems like they're getting really close. Like if I look at even just what they did like right here for us on one of these images, says med spa here, just that alone, to be able to do that like 2 months ago, it was damn near impossible. So the fact that it can actually start doing that is great. The fact that we had, I think I had somewhere in here, this one here to this Canadian person, this one here, it actually says mortgage increase notice in actual words, ignore all the gibberish down below, but that it actually put that stuff on there is a huge step forward. So I would say probably within, anybody with the link can view it now. So if you were clicking on that, it wasn't working, it works now in the chat. But I would say probably within the next couple of months, or at maximum 6 months, AI will definitely start being able to write the words on there for it. So it's going to be huge. But for right now, we still use Canva just to add that last little flair, because you do want to have some sort of word, some sort of offer on there, now that Facebook allows that real estate. Otherwise, please and thank you, drop your takeaways in the comments down below. If you go and you make some stuff too, show it off in the comments, ask your questions about it. Happy to answer. And I will see all the rest of you on the next one next week, same time. See you later, guys. Get shit done.
Thank you so much for spending the time to watch that amazing training. Like I mentioned previously, my intention is for you not just to watch that training, but if you got something out of it, if you think this information is useful, I want you to continue that journey with us. And you can do that in a couple of ways. One, I want you to smash that subscribe button so that you get notified every single time we put another one of these out, which will be at minimum once to twice per week. The other thing I want you to do is go ahead and click that next video right there beside you so that you can dive in and get shit done. Hope to see you out there.